Have you ever wondered what it takes to create a multi-million dollar business? These guys I'm about to share with you, Jordan and Lance Harris, is going to give you some insights, and I think you may want to take note because it's just that good. So stay tuned and hear what they have to say. Hi, this is Robert Wilkins, aka Basketball Tall. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad that you're here with me because I've got some young folks today that's just going to knock your socks off. We're talking about entrepreneurs deluxe. And these young men in their 30s have done things that people only just really dream about. And they're here with me today. And with me is Jordan and Lance Harris. They're owners of the Harris Dream Clean in Wichita, Kansas. Hey guys, how are you?
How you doing? Thanks for the great introduction.
Yeah, oh, you're very welcome.
Doing well.
Just only speak the truth as I know it. You know, I read your article, and it was a very, very good article about, you know, how you started and where you are today. You have a tremendous business, and you're very diversified from what I understand. And from what I also would understand is that you guys both graduated college, the Wichita State, there in Wichita, Kansas, the Shockers, and both of you have your degrees. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, all right. And tell me a little bit about your company.
Okay, so we began we started 2015. We began as a residential and commercial cleaning company, but today we just focus on commercial cleaning. So we offer different services from, janitorial service. So it's going to be sweeping, mopping, cleaning restrooms. We do everything from hospitals to schools, high-rise office spaces. So a little bit of everything like that. We started 2015 with one employee, just myself, and today we have, I believe it's 44 employees working at this company.
Oh, 44 employees. That's definitely a great number.
Right. Thank you.
Now, the thing is, you got into the commercial business, but you also do floor maintenance. You do, I believe, you do painting and lawn care and daycare as well. You're very diversified. Kind of elaborate, tell me how you came about getting involved in all of
that. Getting involved in the cleaning company first, or just the other parts of the business?
Yeah, let's just start with your cleaning company first. How did that come about?
Okay, so I earned my degree in business from Wichita State in 2010. Fresh out of college, I started overseeing a huge aerospace manufacturer. I started overseeing the cleaning company there. I did that for 3 years, being the site manager. I was over 105 employees every night, 3 shifts every day. So it was a pretty big job, and it pulled at me quite a bit. So much that it wore me out a lot. So I ended up getting fired from that job, actually. So the day before my first daughter was born, I got fired from the job. So I'm sitting in the hospital room. Everybody's congratulating me on having this child. No one knows that I'm jobless, that I don't have a job anymore. I have no idea how I'm going to pay for the daughter that I just had. So, it's supposed to be one of the best days of your life, but that was one of the worst days of my life because I couldn't figure out how I was going to help, pay for my babies. So, so from there, I ended up working at a different company for just a little while, ended up quitting that job and dead broke, no money saved up. My wife and I talked about what we were going to do next. And I said, I'm just going to go out and start my own cleaning company. I bought a $45 vacuum cleaner. I didn't have much more money. I bought a $45 vacuum cleaner, started knocking on doors. Eventually, one person let us clean their building. We went from that building to gaining another account, and then another account, and then we landed an account that was 10 different buildings. At that point, I ended up begging my brother to join me to help us oversee everything. At that time, I was overseeing the cleaning contract for an aircraft company across town.
So I was working there for about 3 years, and Jordan landed a pretty large contract, and he was like, "Man, I don't think there'd be anybody better to work with me than you. You might as well come on over." So, I mean, I thought about it for maybe a week. I let my employer know, and from then, it's just been hair's dream clean, straightforward.
I had to beg him, though. I did have to beg him. So I ended up, so with that, so, the business became, or the janitorial business became more and more profitable. And I'm really big on spending your money conservatively. If you get $50 in, don't spend 48 of it. Try to save, $15 to $20 of that 50 that you bring in. So I did that over time, and before I knew it, that extra $20 or $15 that I was setting aside ended up growing quite a bit, right? So I ended up investing that into starting a daycare center. My wife had a home daycare center, and Lance's wife had a home daycare center. They each had about 18 kids or so. And my thoughts are always, why be stagnant if you can find something that can grow and continue to grow? So we ended up combining those two home daycare centers, getting home daycare centers, and we ended up getting a preschool that we ended up getting. So we went from starting with 18 kids to now 134 kids, I think it is now.
Wow. That is awesome. That's great. So if I just use my imagination here and think of what you're currently doing for your business and the other avenues that you're in, sounds like to me you guys have $1 million company.
We do. Two of them, actually. So Harris Dream Clean is valued over $1 million, and then Angel Wings is too. So a couple of them.
How do you do it? Being so young and already, at the top of the game in your field. When you have people out there today that's listening to this and watching this, we have young people. We have people that still have dreams, have aspirations of achieving something someday. When we know the majority of businesses that start within 5 years fail, and you guys in a short period of time, in 5 years, you're on the top of the world in your profession. What do you have to say for people that are still out there striving and struggling and trying to, make something of their business?
Well, I'll start first and you can answer next. So first, I want to always make sure that I give glory to God. I have to do that. So, I always have to say that. I always tell people I'm not the smartest guy. I'm not the smartest guy. I do have a college degree, cool, but I'm not the smartest guy. There's so many things that have just fallen into my lap, and I just have to look up and say, thank you, God, for that. I was sitting in my basement trying to get this cleaning company up and going, and I just got a random phone call asking, "Hey, Jordan, do you guys clean floors?" At the time, we didn't, but I was like, "Yep, we sure do." So I ended up talking to them and giving them a bid on a bid on cleaning their floors and whatnot. And at the time, we didn't clean floors, but I found someone to do it for us. We did such a good job that ended up turning into a job that paid us $150,000 every month. So I was literally sitting in my basement, random phone call. I have no idea how they got our number, random phone call. He asked if we cleaned floors. We did not, but I said we did. I found someone to do the floors for us. And before I knew it, it grew to $150,000 a year. So that is just God giving me incredible favor. So that's where I like to start with everything, is giving God favor, giving God grace for what He's done for me, for sure.
And one thing I always tell people, like he was saying, you have to have faith in what you're doing, because when he was telling me, when I left the company to work with Jordan, literally before I started, the 10 building contract emailed back and said, by the way, those 10 buildings, we can only give you 3 right now. Mm-hmm. So then it was like, okay, that money that we promised that you were going to get, we're not going to be able to do that. And Jordan sent me a long email, like, man, I know. I said, man, I remember I emailed him. I said, I'm not worried about any of that. It's going to work out. Right. I have faith in that. It's easy to be discouraged and take that and just say, you know what? I tried it. I don't want to do it anymore. No, you have to take it, think about it, have faith in what you're doing, and you'll come out on the other end of it looking back like, man, that was scary, but I'm glad we kept going through it.
Right.
So what you're saying here, you encounter some obstacles on the way, and but did you have that thought, well, maybe this just not going to work out?
I didn't.
I did not. I did not. And that's the same thing with both companies that we do. So Dream Clean and Angel Wings, when we started those, I knew without a doubt they were going to work. I knew it. I didn't even have a small doubt. And that's when I say God was telling me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because I had no doubt it was going to work. No doubt.
Molly, your faith was bigger than a mustard seed.
It's huge, I'm telling you. And so whenever things aren't going well, I'm able to calm myself, because I know that things will eventually turn right. Because I have that strong faith in what God has told me that He has for me. So
that entrepreneur spirit, and when you were approached and you didn't have or you didn't know, but you told them that you could, or anyhow, and
right.
and so what did you do at that point? You just researched or planned or what to make it happen?
I research like crazy. I live on YouTube. I'm on YouTube all day, every day, learning about everything, real estate, stocks, everything. So whenever I got that phone call, I hung up and I was like, well, I need to learn how to do floors. So I started researching and making phone calls and finding out. I didn't even know how to price floors. I had no idea how to do any of that. So I started making phone calls. I got on YouTube to find out how to price. And then I made phone calls locally to different companies, just disguising myself, act like I'm somebody else, saying, I have a 1,500 square foot facility. What would you charge me to do this floor? And they'll give me a price. I would put it into a spreadsheet, and I'll say, okay, they're charging this much per square foot. And I just ran with that.
So now, speaking of YouTube, somebody's going to watch this on YouTube and giving them inspiration, listening to you guys.
I hope so. I hope so.
It's
not impossible. So I hope so.
I knew your mom and dad before you guys were ever born. We all went to school at East Central Oklahoma State University back in the day. And I also played basketball with your dad, Leon. And
right, cool.
Yeah, who was and he looks like Lance, by the way.
That's what I heard. I heard he looks just like Lance, right?
And I tell you what, your dad was a tremendous athlete. And you're talking about 6'3", but boy, he could jump out of the gym. And
right.
So since you don't know that, and you may have heard that, I'm a witness to it because I played with him. So I'm going to tell you that you had a great dad.
Well, thank you for saying that.
And I was
growing up, he gave us all kind of stories growing up. I mean, all kind of stories. So I'm glad that you're able to vouch for this, because I'm telling you, he told stories like he was the next MJ.
Well, he's telling you the truth, and the thing is, he was, and it was a tremendous joy and for me to be a part of that, and for even just for a small moment to be a part of his life as well. And I say that because I heard the news about his death, and that he died doing something that he loved, and that was coaching.
Right.
And that saddened us all. But when you look at your mom and dad's seeds, and that's both you guys, boy, I know he would just be pleased today to just smile on his face and to see what you're doing and the brains that you have. Don't cut you guys short. You have what it takes, because you've done it. You have done it.
Right. Thank you.
So for the young folks out there that may be thinking about wanting to do something in the free enterprise field, what words of encouragement could you give these people?
Well, I'm really big on starting your own company. So first, I think it's important for you to work for someone, like go and find a job, whatever the job is. Ask the manager as many questions that you can possibly ask, so you can know how the business is being run. That's what I did. When I went and got my job overseeing that big aircraft manufacturer I was telling you about, I asked all kinds of questions because I wanted to know the behind the scenes things. How are they doing this? How are they making these decisions? So I ended up forming my own company, And being that I knew all that stuff, it was easier for me to start my cleaning company than it was, anyone else to start one.
Wow.
So yeah, that was my suggestion is learn the behind the scenes stuff. Get a job, learn the behind the scenes stuff, and then mimic what the larger companies are doing, and then just put a splash of the local customer service into it, and you'll win every contract bid that you get.
I
One
hope.
thing that people, when they think about starting off and starting your own business, it doesn't always have to be you by yourself. It's a huge asset to have someone like my brain doesn't work like Jordan's brain.
Right.
He can do things that would take me a week in a day. So if I have him on my team doing that, I could put more energy on what I'm actually good at, and we can do more together than we could each do separate.
Right. People love to say the only what do they say? They say the one ship that will sink every time is a partnership. They like to say that, but I don't believe in that. Like I believe partnerships are really, really great as long as you
Identify.
right, as long as you identify each other's strengths. Like I know what Lance does well, I know what I do well. And we just so happen to fill each other's holes. We're able to do that really easily, so it works out for us.
Okay, so what is it that each of you do well?
So I'm a spreadsheet fool. Like I have spreadsheets for everything. So when it comes to like spreadsheets, running finance, budgeting, forecasting, I'm really good at that. Lance is extremely what's the word? Compassionate. So he's really, really good with employees. While I may come across as being kind of gruff sometimes, because I'm just going there, I'm telling you what I saw, what needs to be done, I'm getting out of there. But Lance is one that, he'll pat you on the back, he'll walk you through it, he'll explain it to you, he's really compassionate, so he deals with employees. I'm really good with putting together presentations. So I do all the proposals. Any proposal that we get, I put those together. I've taught myself how to build websites. So I built the websites for the companies. So and then Lance is a workhorse. He does not get tired. Like he will work until 4 a.m. if he has to.
That's one of the things, right? When we say stuff like customer service, we really mean that. Like if I have 3 call-ins in the night, we don't email saying we'll get it tomorrow. I'm gonna go in there myself and clean it that night.
Mm-hmm.
People don't realize it. They're like, "You're the owner?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "You're in here cleaning?" "Yeah," because the building has to be clean.
Right.
Wow, you guys killing me with all this good stuff. I mean, you're talking about content and how to go about doing things, learning even from a regular job, the skills that you can develop from that, and then later apply it to you in building your own business. And by the way, I want everyone to know also is that their website is harriscleanks.com. Again, that's harriscleanks.com. Please check them out. And if you're in the Wichita area, definitely, I don't know if they could use any more service, any more business, but I'm sure they can accommodate you. Guys, I just want you to be aware that it's been a pleasure. It's been a joy to see you, to talk to you, and to know that you're doing good things in the Wichita area. And
thank you very much.
And you go above and beyond to please your customers, your clientele. I did in early on, we chatted briefly just for a moment, and you mentioned we came up about real estate. Is that also another avenue that you're in as well?
Right. So we're just getting into, we have contracts on 2 homes that we're going to be purchasing. So we're just getting into it. But yeah, I've researched real estate for the last 2 years. And I always tell people whenever they have dreams, the most important part of a dream is 2 words: do it. So I finally told myself, like, I've been researching all this time. You can teach somebody how to shoot a jumper all day. You can read a book on how to shoot a jumper for a year. But if you don't go out and actually shoot that jumper physically, you won't learn how to do it. So that's what I'm doing now with this real estate thing. I've done all the research I need to do. It's time to jump out and do it. So we've got contracts on those 2 homes. We're going to be purchasing those.
Study, research, apply it, work hard, put your
Yeah.
customer first. I'm just so amazed with you guys. I'm pretty much dumbfounded when seeing young guys such as yourself doing what you're doing. I'm just, and no one else can have excuses anymore for not living their dreams. Listening to you guys, you start out with a $40 vacuum cleaner, and now today your business exceeds $1 million.
Right.
Wow. Well, guys, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity here to visit with you, because my channel is about giving people hope, getting people to understand that they can live their dreams. If someone else has done it, they can do it too. Mm-hmm. Despite the obstacles that you may face or encounter, you can overcome them. You just heard Lance and you just heard Jordan Harris share their story with you. And if they can do it, so can you. Guys, any departing words?
Always, especially like you were saying, starting, if you want to start your own business, have humility, because people see, like, I'm the older brother, but I don't have any problem if Jordan tells me, hey man, we need to do this better, we need to do this, because my ego's not big enough to listen to what he has to say to me. So be able, on the journey to starting a business or working for someone else or however you want to do it, be able to accept like where your shortcomings are and be humble enough to take it in and improve on it.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say, people who are starting a business, you do want to get into something that you love, but I always tell people, start the business. If you're going to start something, make sure you start something that can scale, meaning that you can grow outside of yourself, right? So you want to be able to start something and then compile it and do it again and again and again. So with our situation, we got one location and then another location and then another location. And before you know it, Lance and I will have our hands completely off of the business, probably in two years, have our hands completely off of the business, drawing 6 figures, doing nothing, because we have people who are doing everything for us. So if you are going to start a business, find something that is scalable, something that has a low startup cost, low overhead, and low variable costs. Those are my tips to you right there. If you can find a business that has those, you'll be successful.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for that valuable content. And no one has any excuses anymore, not even including myself.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
We really do appreciate it.
And I look forward to seeing you guys in the future as I come to Wichita.